How do we start?
Hi, my name is Shaina.
Do I need to introduce myself as the interviewee? Or
Yeah.
okay. Hi. I'm Dan.
Oh.
And we're talking, I guess our main point that we're talking about today is when you approach a fork in life, when you can take either path, the thought process of it, and how to move confidently in one direction.
Yeah.
So, would you like to explain a little bit about your current situation?
Okay. I'm a student at Argosy. Ooh, should I put their name? Yeah, I'm gonna put their name. It's all over the news. I'm a student at Argosy University, and I started in the fall of September 2018. So I'm a first year student.
What are you studying?
I am studying clinical psychology. Yeah. And there's a lot going on with my school. So they recently entered a form of bankruptcy. It's called receivership, and they basically have somebody managing their funds so that we can continue running as like a institution with integrity, I guess, because the books are all over the place. So we as students have been getting emails with updates, and I guess I should say, I'm a student. I took out loans, and we were expecting stipends. Every student has a different amount. Some students don't take out any, but none of the students that were expecting stipends have received them. That is because the receiver does not know where the money is. Argosy University has many campuses all over the U.S., and in total, students are missing $13 million. A lot of students, like myself, were counting on those stipends to live, because in grad school, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort. You can't just work full time to pay your rent and other bills. So it's not recommended that we live off our stipends, because it is money you have to pay back, but it's not recommended that we work either. So I've been waiting a few months now to make a decision. I thought the decision would be made for me. The school has a few options. One is to continue, I guess, status quo, which is not really likely, because something's not right. But second option is to do a teach out, which is, I would be the last, or I guess the students coming in next year would be the last class, like the last incoming class. And then after they graduate, the school would close. The last option is closing right now, and nobody would graduate from here on out. I should also add that my program is the Hawaii School of Professional Psychology at Argosy University. So, my school is like a small school inside of a bigger school, and we are profitable as a company. 30 years they've been, producing psychologists all over the island. I guess there's no PsyD program within like 10,000 miles of here or something like that. So the other option is for us, HSPP, to separate from Argosy, because we are in the black. We're not, we're doing good. So we could separate from Argosy University and be bought out or kind of adopted by another school. Now, we can't do that yet because we're in a contract. If Argosy University closes, or whatever decision they make, that is when HSPP will have the I guess, free will to go and, you know, seek something else. My dilemma is not with the school's closing status. It is with the stipend situation. I would like to continue the program, but I guess I'm wasting a lot of time because I do have bills to pay. Credit cards past due. You know, I live on my own. I mean, not on my own, but like, I don't want to ask my parents for money. I mean, I have that support, but I just don't feel that is where I am, you know? So with that being said, I've considered a few options. I know whatever it is that I choose, I'll be great at it, and I will just take off. I do know that. But it's just a matter of making a decision. It's picking something. I was hoping that the decision would be made for me, but it doesn't look like that's happening. Time is being wasted, you know, and my cushion that I was sitting on is becoming smaller and smaller. It's just not a good place to be. I am thankful that it is what it is and it's not worse, because it could be.
And quickly, from my perspective, how has it made you process, or how has it made you feel, letting the decision be made for you as opposed to being on the front end and just choosing one side or another?
I think if the decision was made for me, it would, you know, that's it. Like, what could I really do? What's meant to happen is gonna happen, right? But if I make the decision, then it's like, oh, am I just making, I guess, am I like not strong enough to like withstand this lesson that I'm trying to be taught right now?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave that. Yeah, so I've been weighing my other options, you know, full-time work, part-time work, even though I'm continuing with school, but that would be very stressful. I'd be spreading myself like in a way that I did not want. So yeah, by the time anybody sees this video, the decision will be made already. But also, let me just put in, I'm a student worker there. So with that, I'm able to study because it is a work study position. So they understand that you're a student and you sit there with your books and you just, you know, time here and there, you know, do some non-school related work or something. So for me, I like answer the phones and stuff like that. And a lot of changes have been made with the school, which don't really make me feel too hopeful, even though HSPP will be fine as an institute. Anyway, I'm a student worker, so I decided to put in my 2 weeks, just to be professional. I don't want to just quit abruptly. Also, we moved offices, so I wanted to not train, but like let everybody else know how to take over, you know. And class continues, you know. It would be nice to finish the semester, so that I don't just waste time, because if I do a temporary withdrawal, I can come back anytime within the year, but all these classes I'm doing now, I would have to do again. So if I continue going to class for these 2 weeks that I'm like, you know, separating myself from the job, you know, there's still assignments due. There's like tomorrow I have an exam. Do I go to class? Do I just leap and just start my new path? Do I don't know. I guess those are my two options. Yeah.
And which way do you feel more pulled right now?
today, as of today, I feel more pulled to continuing with the program, simply because of all the conversations I had today, and everyone's like, kind of, everyone's opinions are in my head, and their thoughts are like, they're replaying over and over. But yesterday I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do YouTube. Like, that's gonna be something I'm gonna be great at. And yeah, I would do YouTube and like work until I am a YouTuber, So
that route would be working some type of job in in a similar field.
it could be any field.
Any field.
Yeah.
But the ones you're looking at so far are what?
The ones I've been applying to are in the field. They're like substance abuse counselor, case manager. Did you hear that cat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stuff like that. Mainly full time, room for advancement and benefits.
And okay, that sounds like a solid plan. What do you feel you'd like to have more clarity on for your next steps?
I
don't know if that's worded great, but
my next steps, I don't know if it's
clarity or your intention moving forward.
I don't think it's clarity. I think it's just courage. Because also, if I pursue, okay, so one, if I continue school, I'll need the courage to like put myself through this stress and like working 2 jobs and being a full-time student. If I go down this new route, I would just need the courage to disregard anybody else's thoughts or anybody else's worries about my future.
Whether that be like classmates or friends, family,
everybody, anybody. Even with YouTube, if I do YouTube, there are going to be people who are judgmental and trolling.
Yeah, so, or have their opinions on what's right or wrong.
Yeah. So that's that.
Okay. And I feel like that was pretty well put. A lot of information.
Yeah.
A lot of good insight into how you're processing what's going on. And what else is there that you would like to speak on?
I don't know. I've learned a lot throughout the process. Just like the business side of everything that's going on. I mean, I kind of explained it in the beginning, but I don't even know if it's right. But and that's just
the number was huge. So it's not just the Hawaii branch of Argosy. It's Argosy all across the nation. That is going through these problems.
Right, and some of the stuff is just like news stories. So I don't know if it's right. I don't know if I really understand the concepts. I'm sure somebody will correct me.
Did you explain right now the update that's supposed to come on Thursday?
No. My dean sent out an email saying that there should be news on Thursday. And it's within my 2 weeks. So I guess my 2 weeks is up like the end of, I think March 8th is that Friday. So that would be the end of my 2 weeks. Yeah. I'm just very, I don't know, I still feel grateful. You know why? Because a lot of staff and faculty have been let go. There was 3 rounds of layoffs. And it was abrupt, they went into work that morning fine. And I go to lunch, I come back, my boss is like, hey, I've just been let go, like, we don't know anything, students have been calling for their transcripts and like trying to change their classes so they can graduate earlier. It's just a pretty crazy time for everybody, some more than others. So
did you get your transcript, or do you feel like
no, because
if you're done kind of thing?
Yeah, I didn't get my transcripts because I don't know, I think before I started school, I was kind of thinking like it wasn't true to me. Because if I say I believe in, you know, school not being the path that everybody needs to take, which I do agree, I enjoy it and I'm good at it. So I did it. I enjoy it when I'm doing well, and I enjoy it when I'm not cramming for a test or something like that. But yeah, I've been going back and forth with whether school is the path that I wanted to take, and if I really needed to be, called a doctor, like if that was just an ego thing. There's lots of ways to make money. Yeah, so my thoughts are everywhere. It's like 50-50. It really is like 50-50. Yeah.
So you feel like it needs to, like it still needs to breathe, or kind of like at least kind of feel out through this process of the storm that's going on with the school?
I just need a sign.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because, you know, if you weather the storm, sometimes there's great things at the end of it. Like, I wouldn't have to pay for this semester or something like that. You know?
That was how we met. Or how we stayed together. So, that's true, because it was during the hurricane. And I remember my friends were all going home, and my mom was offering to get me a flight back early just to go home. And I felt like I was there for like a purpose or a reason. And I just felt like so many times I had like I don't know, I just felt like the way I booked my flight, I feel like that was the timeline that I was supposed to be there. So I wanted to see it all the way through. And I had started connecting and spending a lot of time with you, and I didn't want to just leave, and then I would be worried about leaving you in the middle of that hurricane and not being there with you. Because it was a wild time.
Yeah. I mean, the hurricane wasn't that bad, but like...
Well, it didn't hit.
Yeah.
But it was bad, it just didn't hit.
Yeah, it didn't hit us, it hit, yeah. It hit somewhere else.
Yeah. That was fun.
It was, and now look where we are. We weathered the storm together, and now something greater has come from it.
It's true.
So it's like, what do you do when there's like a fork?
Yeah. I think you need to, or at least what has helped me is just to keep moving forward and working on myself, doing things that bring me to my truest self. Like when I do a lot of yoga, a lot of art, just being out in the sun and things that I really like bring me closer to myself, and it makes me more open to seeing those signs that you said that are there. Because there's other times where, I don't know, like there's other times where I feel like if I'm just like spending too much time on my phone, or like just getting stuck in the mess, as opposed to like being like a spark, or like a light or something in that, then I'm able to like, I guess, just better understand what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And you get those little like omens or affirmations that show you that the path that you're on is right, or do something, or make a change. That's a theme that keeps coming back.
Exactly. And that's the thing, when my mind is blocked with like stress and that kind of thing, it just puts a wedge in between.
And causes like hesitation.
No. More of like just a distraction.
Yeah.
From like myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm taking in all this information. I'm around all this energy that I have to be around, and not because I want to be around. Talking about like people, not like,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think I have my answer. I just need my faith to be strong enough.
And what is your faith rooted in, or what do you feel makes it your faith stronger?
Just me honestly believing wholeheartedly that this is it. You know?
The choice that you should make.
Yep.
And closing questions.
What do you think I should do? What would you do? What would you do?
Me? Everybody.
Everybody. I mean, by the time this goes out, if it does, my decision will already have been made. But I think it's nice to start a conversation about it.
Yeah.
Somebody out there might be a lawyer or a graduate of this program or I don't know.
Yeah. Well, from my perspective, I just seeing the way the two different sides that I've seen is how you the first stage that we met when you were working with kids in that school. It was like the special program, and you seemed like you had a lot more like spark and passion about it. Like you thoroughly and you really enjoyed it. It seemed like you had a lot of purpose. And when you talk about school, it just seems very like mundane.
Well, yeah, that's the hard part about it, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you get through
that to have the something higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, you can see both sides, and that's been the whole talk. Was that neither choice is right or wrong. You'll probably end up meeting yourself somewhere down the line, like at the spot you're supposed to be. It's just, it's just making a decision so you can keep moving.
Yeah. It probably is really not even about the decision. Honestly, it's probably just gonna pan out how it will anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
So, closing questions. What is your favorite color right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Green.
Green. What is your favorite food of the moment? It's just another way of saying it right now.
Green smoothie.
Green smoothie.
That's been my jam, yeah.
The green right now, it's hidden.
See? It's all over.
And favorite or a song that's like your soundtrack?
Worthy, NDRE.
Mm-hmm.
It's an album. Couldn't
The
pick
new
one
album.
song.
The new album, yeah.
Yeah.
Designated place that you would like to travel to?
Africa.
Which part?
Any part.
Okay. My final question. I kind of just started these without really having any questions in mind, honestly. I had this. I got this from. Do you know who Jay Shetty is? He's an interesting guy, but I heard this from one of his interviews that I really liked. Was that he said he's living more of a mission, um, like a mission-based lifestyle as opposed to goals. Because I was thinking in my head, I wanted to ask you what a goal is for like 5 years or something. But he said like goals they come and go, and then your motivation kind of like either goes away or whatever. It bounces all the time. But he said when you have a mission, it's like eternal. So what do you feel like your mission is, if you have it right now?
A mission.
Yeah,
for
a
my
purpose.
life.
Yeah.
To do what I love and help others while I'm doing it. That's it. I think that's everybody's purpose, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
I think I got my answer.
Yeah.
My name is Shaina Blamasa, and I am dropping out of school.